a special edition of a Diva Disturb because, well, I just felt like it. And if I'm in the mood to go live on social media, why not just do it when the mood hits you, right? Plus, I was inspired because I've been sitting up here watching Lifetime. Y'all know the Chrisleys back on reality TV. And I'm not gonna lie, when they were on TV, they were one of my favorite families to watch. So we're gonna talk about them. We're gonna talk about a lot of things tonight because a lot has happened. And then I also want to dig up and talk about an old case of a murder victim that happened in Florida. The case of I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce his name, but Giovanni Peltier. I think that's how it's pronounced, or Pelletier. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about jail releases, and we're just going to talk a little bit about a little bit of everything. So hopefully others will jump in and join the conversation. I know I should do a better job of planning when we're going to go live, but hey, this is where we at right now. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about. I didn't get to talk about it Friday, and it was supposed to be on my list because I'm trying to keep lists throughout the day when I'm sitting at my desk. If something jumps out at me in my mind, or on my breaks, I will jot down notes on my trusty purple notepad here. So anyway, um, I did not get to cover Clarissa Shields and Kelly Price. uh, Two black women that currently feel as though they are under attack for their fashions or the lack thereof of fashions. Let's be real. When you get to a certain income bracket or you get to a level of success, your fans have a certain expectancy. Now, Clarissa Shields, let's just call her what she is. She's tomboy, she's boxy. Not everyone is going to be a Layla Ali. Okay, Layla Ali was born into wealth and probably had all of the background and support to learn, hello, tall boy, to learn how to, dress. Not everyone has that gift. So Clarissa Shields went off on the male gays who were insulting her and said, and basically, I guess, told them to go back. I can't remember exactly what she said. Go back and just continue to play dress up. Okay. And by no means is she homophobic or anything, but it's very insulting when there are people who want to tell you how to dress. And I get that. I do. Kelly Price went off because she performed somewhere and Kelly Price looked like she had, hello, Christopher. Kelly Price looked like she had just shown up, like she just came up out the kitchen and finished frying some chicken, basically. But here's the thing: she was saying how black women, we always want to tear each other down. But I was glad to see that there was a lady that owns a boutique. I want to say somewhere in North Carolina that extended help to help her with her fashions, right? But my thing is this: if you see something on the internet and y'all just have to say something mean, just leave it alone. People are just out here living their best life. We don't know what Kelly was going through. No, it would not have been an outfit that I would have picked out for myself to perform in. Hell, when I go do open mics back in the day when I was doing open mics, I was dressed. My jeans were always dressed up. I wore my heels or my fancy ballet flats. One of the two, but she had on these big giant white sneakers that from the angle of the photo that I saw, it looked like that's the kind you go out and cut the grass with. Okay, that's I think, but I mean, if that's what she want to do, she could do it. I mean, because for so long, y'all spent time making fun of her for being fat. But I'm going to also say this as I commented on it as well on Instagram. For those of you, I think it came on TV One or one of the other black TV. It wasn't BET. It definitely wasn't BET, but it was TV One. I don't know why I can't think of the other one. But either way, R&B Divas LA. Y'all remember how she was always trying to beat down Shantae Moore? And remember she showed up to that rehearsal with her Timbs, her switchblade, And I'm trying to think what else she basically she wanted to fight, and I'm like, see, that's that shit, that's that ghetto stuff. Talking about, I'm from Jamaica, Queens. Okay, girl, but you also are kind of a mean girl, and you probably are a mean girl because you probably were bullied and made fun of growing up. All things, as I always say, tend to stem from some sort of childhood trauma. Some of us are preemptive. Some of us, learn to shrink ourselves. I don't know, but Kelly Price, you might wanted to have specifically addressed those persons who were insulting your outfit. Okay, because your hands aren't clean either. Okay, hi Amber. Your hands aren't clean either. Somebody said, "Hi, mommy. Bless your heart, baby. I ain't got no children. I have fur babies. That's what I got. So if you not Ava or Willow or Olaf, I no. Okay. So, anyways, that I just want to talk about that. Get that out the way. DeCarlos Brown. We're gonna take it. We're gonna go to the crime chats. Let's talk about this young man who is mentally disturbed, who in Charlotte, North Carolina, murdered a Ukrainian refugee. So they on the train. She ain't said nothing to him. He's just sitting there. She chose to sit right there in front. Thank you, Amber. You are very kind. I appreciate that. Um, but it just out of nowhere he stabbed this girl to death, right? And so, of course, when it comes to black versus white, what's going to happen during this administration we have. So, I was reading an article on CNN about it, and it's very sad. This man has a long criminal history, but that is likely due to the lack of medical care that he's been receiving for his mental health. His sister was saying that after getting out of prison, he did a 5-year stint. He really hasn't been the same. He's also been formally diagnosed as schizophrenic, well, paranoid schizophrenic, amongst other things that come along with that psychosis. So I don't know if the voices told him to stab this woman to death who just was minding her business. Um, but that's what happened. But of course, MAGA and people like Angry Wig are coming out saying, see, this is why crime is a problem in America. First of all, the lack of access to the proper care and services is a problem in America. People do not prioritize mental health. And I think that if this young man was getting the proper care that he needed, maybe that beautiful young woman would still be alive because she was really pretty. And I'm just like, but y'all want to immediately start throwing out, oh, this is crime. Yeah, because it's, he's black. But had it been a white male that had done that, the narrative would have been different. Always watch how the headlines are when it comes to when something black people do that is bad versus what the others do when it's bad. I don't even know. Did we have a school shooting recently? I have to look it up. Somebody said, what is this division or DK Vision? Dim radical libs. Okay. Honey, you already calling somebody mommy that you don't even know, so we know you disturbed in the head. Thank you for subscribing. Amber's wonderful. So, anyway, that happened in Charlotte. Comment and let me know what you all think about this new world order that we are now living in, where the military has been militarized against its own citizens. And that is not what any of us trained to do. I was a reservist, I trained to be an MP. I trained to be a legal specialist in JAG Corps. I did not train to go out and herd up and harass American citizens. I didn't train for that back in the day when I was in the military. Um, let's see what else is going on in crime news. So there was, let's see, in LA yesterday, an impound, a police impound, received a complaint about a foul odor coming from a vehicle, a Tesla. And it is registered to singer, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I've heard of him before, but I'm not fully familiar with his music. His name is David. It's spelled D4VD. I don't know. D4 Deforted? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. These young people and these names. But at least it's original and doesn't have young or little in front of it. You know they love that. So let me look at this article. I know, Penelope, it's not Friday, but I felt like coming on and talking tonight. I don't know why. I just felt good about talking yesterday. And I'm going to tell y'all why yesterday. Y'all, I could barely function yesterday. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to get into that here in a little bit. Authorities said humans' remains were found in the trunk of a Tesla, which is registered in Hempstead, Texas. Lord, please don't let him be from my home state, Jesus. Whose real name is David Anthony Burke. He is an R&B singer. He's currently on tour. And so, of course, you know, the crazy people in the comments talking about, oh, it would be a rapper, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because he's black, right? And he's not a rapper. He's an R&B singer. First of all, we don't know if he is the person who was driving the vehicle at the time, because let's be real, stuff will happen when you allow your friends and family to use your stuff while you out of town. We don't know who got bodied, and we don't know whose body it is. Let's wait till the coroner tells us who it is. Um, I don't know what else came out of that one. Let's see what else is happening in crime news. The Chrisleys are free. Todd and Julie are free, honey. They out. And they are doing a reality show right here on Lifetime with their children. Not everybody is getting along. It's been a hot mess since they've been gone. Okay. I remember when I saw Savannah running around here wearing her MAGA gear. I was like, oh no. I can't follow you no more. Girl, what is you doing? Now I know what she was doing. Do y'all really think people like the Chrisleys really support Trump? Excuse me, I try not to say his name. Angry Wig. I don't think so. I think that Savannah and the children, because they all had on MAGA gear when they went to go pick their parents up from down to the prisons, okay, their respective prisons. I really believe they just did this so they could get their mom and daddy out. Because you knew he was going to pardon them. First of all, they're white. Okay, let's just be real about that. And to me, there is no way in hell they could possibly support this man when they have a black granddaughter whom they've now adopted and is now their daughter, okay? Under the legal guise of the law, that's their daughter, Chloe. I just don't believe it. So I peeped it. And I know a lot of people are not happy with them getting out. But I mean, hey, sometimes God allows us to cut a break. I don't know if some kind of way it worked out. And I ain't gonna lie, I was really sad when they got locked up. I was like, I could see if they were out killing people. These were pretty much victimless crimes. I mean, alleged crimes at this point, because yeah, they were convicted, but Todd was saying that his business partner was actually the one doing certain things that led to what happened. And that's another thing. You gotta be careful who you do business with. The implications can be great. But I know people were mad because Candy was kicking it with them. I mean, if that's their friend, that's their friend. Um, you know, it was just weird to me that Todd and Julie got locked up. But I wouldn't sell my soul to the devil to get out. But I mean, they technically didn't do it. The children did it. And I didn't know that the son, what is it? Is it Chase? Who? Yeah, Chase. I didn't know he was an alcoholic. I said, oh Lord, I said, oh Lord, he out there, baby. Now he dating some girl down there out of Louisiana that he wants to marry. Her mama ain't never met her. And mama was still in prison at the time. She said, I don't know her. I need to meet her. You mean you gonna marry her? I know that's right, mama. Protect the cubs. But anyways, they're out. Another reality star that's out is the grand dame, Karen Huger. And I pray to God she has learned her lesson. 4 time DUI survivor. And when I say survivor, anyone who was on the road at the time that Karen was out there grossly inebriated, y'all are lucky that nothing happened to you, and she is lucky that nothing serious happened to her. Karen, you have a problem. And honestly, I really wish you had taken the road of going to rehab. I really do. And when she got locked up, I felt no way about it. I was like, she's where she needs to be. Maybe, just maybe, she'll sober up. And maybe, just maybe, she'll, come to Jesus and realize that what she was doing was wrong. You think she going back? I hope Karen doesn't. I really like Karen, but she want to call herself the grand dame, but the behavior she was engaging in was not grand dame behavior. You don't go out and put people's lives at risk. And then she was just so cocky and confident that she was not going to be sentenced. Girl, be for real. You should have been locked up the second time it happened. Listen, I have clients that I dealt with back in the day when I was still in law school and clerking for the public defender's office, which worries me now, Penelope, that you asked, do you think she's going back? Here's why. Uh, she gives, I didn't have a problem. Yeah, she really does. I am not the problem. Yes, you are, Karen. Yes, you are. And you need to go see somebody. Whatever traumas you dealing with, please go talk to somebody. And you ain't even got to do it while the cameras are rolling. I hope she took advantage of counseling services that were in prison, because that's available to you too. But I had a client when I was working the felony docket, and he had just gotten out of prison after doing a 20-year stint for manslaughter, because he was DUI and he hit and killed somebody. He hadn't been out of prison 3 months, and this mofo was driving again and had had 2 vodka and gins, going to pick up his girlfriend's grandchildren. You've been without alcohol, as far as we know, because maybe they were making it in jail, because I heard they be making spirits in jail. But either way, how you gonna do 20 years and get out and start drinking again? Like, be for real. So I don't know. I hope that having her freedom taken was a wake up call for her to realize that he has a problem. Yep, toilet wine. That's what it's called. Yeah, so I'm just like it. I hope she gets the help she needs. But when she got locked up, I felt no ways about it. I like Karen, I do, but I also don't like the fact that you put lives in danger. That's crazy. That's just downright diabolical. Okay, and like you said, no accountability. I would love to see what she has to say for herself, because I have a feeling she's going to be back on Potomac again. It looks like Bravo is leveraging that, and that definitely gives her a great storyline to springboard into. We love Karen, but she gives drunk auntie. Ain't nothing worse than a drunk auntie. But what I am going to do, I am not going to bash and talk about Karen too harshly, because we all have sinned and fallen short. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pray for her, because she's gonna need. Can I tell you something, Black Belt Amber? Yes. What would you like to tell me? It better be nice, or else. So, so anyway, let's see who else. I think that's it for. Oh, the Jay Z accuser who accused him and Baby Oil Bandit of raping her when she was like 13, 14 years old is talking about she don't want her name to be released because it's going to affect her mental health and raise her anxiety. Cry me a motherfucking river. Black Belt Amber, what are you doing on here if you 12, baby? Why are you listening to Miss Diva? Why? Okay, but if you're 12, that's okay. If your mommy lets you. You have 12. Come on, friend said, Penelope said, go to bed. Yeah, you need to be in bed, baby. I don't know what time zone you in, but you need to be in bed. But I mean, let me tell y'all something. Back in the day when my friend's son was little, and this is why I even started doing YouTube. My friend's son, he must have been about 12 too, and was listening to me. And I said, girl, I be cursing sometimes in these videos. She said, girl, it's not like he don't hear it at home. And he loved my videos so much at that time. That's why I started doing them. So it took a 12-year-old to encourage me to get on here. So, I mean, hey, if her parents are letting her watch these, so be it. Um, but Jay-Z accused her. She wants nobody to know who she is. No, show yourself. You out here up for a money grab. How do you think his family felt? He has a daughter that was your age at the time that you allege that these heinous acts happened to you. And then I'm glad Cardi B said it because she spoke a lot of truth when she got vindicated in that civil suit. If y'all think y'all just gonna get a payday, they found her father though. Who? Whose father? The girl's father that claimed she was raped? Was she raped by a daddy? See, I don't know the whole backstory. I just know that Busby attorney, he needs to watch himself because he's sue happy. And some of these things need to be kicked out on a Rule 11 alone. I forgot the actual code section for the civil code, but it needs to be kicked out because ain't no way. Frivolous lawsuits be damned. Okay, y'all just need to stop. And the fact that you thought that you were going to accuse him of something heinous, the accuser, he said he don't remember that happening to her, and it probably didn't. The mom probably put. Let me tell you something. There are a lot of parents who will convince their children that bad things happen to them. Okay, when it didn't. And like I watched the ID channel enough to see these things because like one kid was like, yeah, my mom made me get on the stand and this they coached me when they became an adult. They admitted that they were coached by their mother. But what do you do as a child? Well, in my case, I was very vocal. She honestly sounded mentally incapacitated. She might be. She very well might be mentally incapacitated and easy to manipulate. And I forgot what the DSM-4 term is for that, but you know how you have people that are easily manipulated and can be misled because they, and I don't think it's per se on the spectrum, but I'll have to look it up. But either way, there's a term specifically for that. Black Amber wants all of us to know that she likes to draw. Do you paint too? So, anyway, Karen Huger's out. Jay-Z, he's done with that. Let's see, what else? Dame Dash, speaking of Jay-Z. Y'all, y'all, y'all. What is wrong with Dame Dash? What is wrong with him? Every time we look up, either his teeth popping out or his life is falling apart. This fool done filed bankruptcy. He said he don't own nothing. He only got $100 in his pocket. What's wrong with him? I mean, you used to be part of Rockefeller. What did you do with your money? Like, you didn't have a trust set up or invest in an annuity or some sort of vehicle? Would you rather go to Paris or go to New York? Uh, would you rather go to Paris or go to New York? I don't know. I really don't know. I've always wanted to visit New York. I've never been to New York. Uh, and then Paris, I don't know. I heard it's very beautiful there, but I try not to travel too many places where everybody likes to go. I like to go to more subdued places. Like right now, I'm plotting on getting to go to Curacao in the Caribbean. So that's on my list. I don't know if it's going to happen this year because I'm just starting over my life. But maybe for my 50th birthday, I could go to Curacao or even Australia because I have one of my besties lives in Australia. She's actually Australian. She's Aborigine. Um, we went to college together. She went on a basketball scholarship at Tulsa. Dame went out bad and Dame is down bad, baby. If he that broke, I hope he rich broke. I hope that his stuff is really just tied up in his LLCs and, partnerships or whatever, because I just don't see it. And furthermore, at his level, he should have never had anything in his individual name. And he said he owes like 19 million to the IRS. I'm like, oh my God, Dame, like, what happened to you? Like, he was, and everybody was like, hell, it was. You see now why Jay Z walked away, and I'm just like, I guess so. I mean, it's like he down bad, yay out. 19 million is what he claims he owes. Yes, Dame said he owed 19 million, 19.1 million. I was like, baby, you better get you some Jewish friends. Okay, all I'm saying here. I've seen some of their assets when I was working. Get you some Jewish friends. Just ask them to take a loan out of their trust, and just pay the interest every year. And you pretty much, they can write it off when they die. So there you go. Either way, oh my God. Young Thug said that his family never loved him, so he got love from the ninjas. That's what he said. I said, well, this explains a lot. This explains why in the jails call him and Mariah the Science never had phone sex. At least not any of the tapes that been him released to us, other than the fact that he said he was screwing around with the CO while he was in Fulton County Jail. Help, Lord. I said, is this why he behaves the way that he does? And is this why he really doesn't know how to treat women? And are women really your forte? So I just. And Russell Wilson. What's wrong with him? Sierra, once again, was trying to have a moment. This fool out here yelling, when are we going to have baby number 5, a Cinco? His favorite song is Ride. So I guess he want her to ride him so they can make baby number 5. Can her uterus rest? I'm just like, he comes off as strange, but what I don't like when it comes to him is how people attack him for just being a regular dude. You know, a simp, as they like to call him, but that's not, no, that's called being a man and taking responsibilities. I mean, yeah, can her uterus breathe? I mean, she still got body for days, baby. Did you see her and Tila? I said, how she be doing them back bends? Can I get a Sierra training class on how to get the back bend back? Because I've been trying to do a back bend with my almost 50-year-old self and still doing it. Um, but yeah, I just think that is so strange in a way. I'm like, Russell, calm the hell down. You can make love without making babies. Okay, that's. But I'm glad she with him and not with Future, because there's ain't no future with Future. No woman. I don't know if any woman on this earth could ever get him to act right. Okay, I just don't. Let's see what else is going on. There is a case that no one is really talking about, but I thought about it today, and it really bothered me because I'm like, what is happening? And I know now what's happening because I Googled it. I think the last article I saw was from August 25th. But do y'all remember the case of the 18-year-old teen who was on summer vacation or went on vacation with his parents, Giovanni Peltier? And he met up with some family members of his dad that he had never met. And I think his dad was deceased. And he got in the car and they never made it to the destination. He texted his mom and asked her to come get him. Um, and the cousins left him on the side of the road to basically fend for himself in a place he didn't know where he was. Well, it came out after they found his body that he had taken a hit of marijuana with these cousins, and now the coroner's office is conducting a toxicology report, which will take some time to get back. and that will tell us if the marijuana was laced. Because initially, I thought maybe the cousins had killed him, but in some ways, their actions did possibly lead to his death. Like, who leaves somebody on the side of the road? At the very least, you could have waited for his mom to come get him and just watch him, because then he went out to a retention pond. There's video of him going, he's running, and they said that nobody in the video, if you saw the surrounding areas of the video, there was no one behind him, but some kind of way he ended up in the retention pond and died. So something is afoot, and the cousins need to come forward and tell the truth, shame the devil. Was the it would save us a lot of pain and suffering, because for the life of me, why y'all on the run or lying or hiding? Because law enforcement always finds out. It may be a year from now, it may be 25, 30 years from now, but they gonna find out. Oh, Penelope said he probably was smoking for the first time. And he could have smoked for the first time too, but hell, I thought you would go to sleep. Uh, I don't do it. Yeah. Anyway, but if it was laced with something, like, you know how people were smoking formaldehyde and weed, or that fake weed. What's that stuff called? K something. I forgot what the name of the fake weed is. That man-made weed. But yeah, I really was wondering about that story, and I'm like, that really disturbed me, because I'm just like, K2. Yeah, or was it K2? That can have an adverse effect on people. But I really was wondering. I was like, what happened with this case? Because, like, did the cousins do it? Are they in custody? But I guess we'll find out once the toxicology report comes back. I will definitely be monitoring that case. In Crimea River news, this dude, this English comedian is not so funny right now. He's on a Jet 2 holiday. Yeah, what's his name? Jinga J. He don't like black women, and that's okay, baby. Because if you hate us, baby, trust and believe we are not chasing in behind you to get with you, okay? Whoever you want can have you, okay? Because if you gotta bash us, it's one thing to have a preference, but to outright hate black women and think that it's not gonna come with any consequences. So apparently, after this rant, somebody who he had an endorsement deal with, y'all, I don't have all the details because I was looking for an article on it, but no one's really drafted an article. But Google Gemini said he was accused of bashing black women after making derogatory comments during an online debate. His statements, which included saying he does not date black women because they don't like to get put in their place. And what place is that, honey? What place is that? And led to significant backlash and consequence, including his removal from a show. So, uh, we don't know how. And I remember seeing the clip, and he was very adamant that black women do not like to be put in their place. I'm tired of hearing that narrative from self-hating men. You hate yourself. And if you hate black women, that means you probably hate your mama, your grandmama, and any line of females that helped get you here. And that's sad. Seek help. I want you to. I don't know why it is that they think that other races are just as malleable. Like, I remember in college I had a classmate tell me he preferred dating white women because they don't have an attitude and they don't ask questions and all this stuff. And I'm like, but then when we date outside our race, we look crazy. We gotta get talked about as women. But okay. But needless to say, you are free to say whatever it is that you want to, but do not forget that every action has consequences. Okay? So I hope that Ginger J faces his consequences, because now, y'all, he on here crying the next day talking about, my mental health just hasn't been good and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I love how y'all, when y'all get in trouble, the first thing you want to say is you're crazy. Okay, that's not a good word. I shouldn't say that as someone who has studied in the mental health arts, but that you have your anxiety is flaring up and that all types of stuff. Cry me a motherfucking river. Okay, cry me a river, blick. Okay, so I'm just like, what the hell? You meant what you said. That's really how you feel. Stand 10 toes down on somebody is sponsor you. Because what's that man that got in trouble? The bald headed, I think he was from England too, or from the United Kingdom at the very least. And he was always talking smack up, just some straight up male chauvinist. He still be on the air. There'll be other sponsorships for your outlandish views on black women, child. Let's see. What else was on my list? Okay. Oh, finally, we will close out tonight's conversation about Mr. Tyler Perry and this lawsuit. Now, uh, what's this man name that is claiming? Oh no, I got one more thing too. Before we get into Tyler Perry, let me tell y'all something. So I'm now, as many of you know who have followed my life in some form of respect. Y'all know I now live in Vegas, right? If you didn't know, yeah, I live in Vegas. What I love about living here is the fact that it puts me in closer proximity to more friends and family seeing me, which is interesting because I lived in LA for 12 years and never got a lot of visitors, but I was living my best life in LA. And anyway, I have lots of friends and family so far that have come through. But let me tell y'all something. I need for my friends and family to give me forewarning. Don't show up and pop up on me. Diva don't like that because Diva need time to process what the hell we doing. Case in point, Sunday let me know that number one, I'm aging. Okay, I have to face the facts that I am aging. I am a 48-year-old woman who loves to be out on the social scene, but I can't turn up like I used to. Okay. My cousin, who is 39, so we're almost 10 years apart, right? I knew she was in town, but I was not prepared for what we were going to do. Y'all, first of all, she wanted to go to this place called Mariposa. And I was like, okay, cool, because it was on this TikTok video, this lady talking about things for brunch and stuff that, are black local spots, right? Because, we like to support our black businesses. I will not be going back to Mariposa. Let me just say that. We get there. Thank you, Panella people. Woo. Oh, IVs. I got to start getting IVs now. I wonder if I can. Where I get them at? Will my doctor do it for me? I need to find a doctor here in Vegas because I need to establish all my medical care. Um, but we went to this place called Mariposa, Cocina and Cocktails. No, it is not a Mexican joint, baby. I don't know what it is. A medical spot. Okay, good to know. I'm writing it down. So we go in, it's loud as hell. I mean, you can't even hear yourself think, okay? I said, okay, so this is supposed to be a brunch spot. I know everybody's supposed to have a good time, but the dance floor over there, why the music this goddamn loud? It was hot as hell in there. It felt like we were in a boiler room. I was like, y'all know y'all got too many bodies in here. Crank that AC up. Then my cousin goes out and starts dancing, and one of the hostesses comes over and says, hey, are you with that lady that's dancing? And I'm like, yeah, that's my cousin. She goes, oh, well, we got a seat for you. So we get seated, y'all, all the way in the freaking back, okay, with the geriatric crew. Girl, somebody had their grandmama and aunties up in there. It looked like the old lady gang, okay, up in there, okay. Set us by a speaker. Not to mention not just the speaker, but also set us by the employee entrance into the kitchen. Not okay. And then yes, girl, we were in the great auntie section, okay? Then, not only that, and this is what took it for me, because I'm like, no. And in case y'all didn't know this, Be careful when you're out and you're scanning QR codes, because that is the way now that scammers are stealing your information. Okay. So she hands me too much. You can pull this up on the QR code, the menu. I said, I will not. I need a paper menu. So my cousin finally called and said, I can't do this. I said, I just cannot. This is just too ratchet for me. And I was like, even when I was out clubbing, y'all, I used to go clubbing in Atlanta after college. One of my good friends moved to Atlanta. I actually have been to Club 112. I've been to a club called Vegas Nights. That was my spot. I loved Vegas Nights. Number one, they had a happy hour, they had a buffet. I mean, you didn't even have to go to the strip club to get a buffet. Okay, how do I know that? I just know that. Just know that I know that. And by the way, the strip clubs tend to have the best food. So anyway, but I can't do it. Then we end up going to this place I've been wanting to go to called Blue Noodle Kitchen. It is black owned. Okay, it is soul food and Asian fusion together. Delicious. I had the garlic noodles with the shrimp. I also got the shrimp and rice balls, the fried shrimp and rice ball. Okay, y'all really, it can be a 2 for 1. Two people can eat off of that. Okay, it was so good. Then we decided we are gonna go to the Cosmopolitan. No, then wait a minute, I forgot. We went by Gold Coast Casino because my cousin is a professional bowler. As a matter of fact, that's how she went to college. She went to college on a bowling scholarship at Southern. Then we leave from there after hanging out and I had a beer and she had cocktails. Then we left from there, and after she'd have met and great everybody she know, and I'd have met everybody. Cousin, what do? I manage people's money. I ain't got none, but I manage other people's money. Okay, so I don't bowl. But I said if I had lived around them, I would, because my aunt, my cousins, and all of them, they all know how to bowl. You know, they were in leagues when my cousin was growing up. Then on top of that, we then go to the Cosmopolitan, which, by the way, I love the chandelier bar they have. It's so beautiful. It's gorgeous. Uh, we ended up leaving from there after meeting up because my cousin keeps a list of bartenders, which I think is awesome, that she deals with whenever she comes to Vegas. Then we go to a speakeasy. Y'all have got to go to the speakeasy. I had so much fun. Our bartenders were Kelly and Eli. At the barbershop, I think it's called the Barbershop Cuts and Cocktails. It's in the Cosmopolitan. Oh my God. We had an amazing time. This young man named Ziggy Zeno was doing all the old school hits of pop music. And from grunge to alternative to yacht rock, although was it Hall and Oates? I forgot which one is it. Daryl Hall. He doesn't like for us to call it yacht rock, but I mean, I thought it really was more so soul R&B mix. But okay, so he was doing all of that. If I had gotten closer to the stage, I would have asked him to please do a George Michael song, because that is totally 90s, totally 80s. You know, uh, he even did the theme song from The Breakfast Club. Don't you forget about me. I listen to some of everything. My musical taste is eclectic. But that was fun. So, anyways, I just wanted to share that. And needless to say, y'all, I didn't get home until late, which I kept telling my cousin I was rest to go. Okay. First of all, when you come to Vegas to visit me, we can only do 1 to 2 things in a day. Okay. 1 to 2 places in the day. Okay. I don't have that go anymore. I was living in Bump Reno for 2 years, which I wish I had never done. Ugh, I'll never live that down. It's a horrid place with horrid people. Not all people are bad there, but what happened to me was just horrid. Okay, it was a bit small. Anyway, let's get into Tyler Perry real quick, and then we'll close this out. And of course, I will be back Friday night to talk. I didn't like the strip. It smelled like weed beer. Well, okay, I'm gonna tell you where I haven't. I personally don't like going there just because of the traffic. But I've been to the Cosmopolitan, There's something called City Center where they built like these really nice upscale living and hotel. I don't think there's even casinos inside of those. I've also been to the Fountain Blue, which is, oh my god, it's so gorgeous. It's so good. The Cosmopolitan I really like because I like that chandelier that's in the middle. It's just all about where you go. You don't even have to walk the strip. You know, they have sky bridges and stuff, so they'll kind of protect you from that. Um, but yeah, girl, y'all. Next day, Diva could hardly get up and get to work on time. As a matter of fact, I didn't get to work on time. I was like, see, I need my Sunday nights to decompress. Like, I need to be in. I would like to be in by 6, but at the latest 8 o'clock. People don't seem to understand that. I just don't have a lot of get up and go right now anymore. I'm getting back there. I got to get my stamina back. I got married in Vegas. I got a really good massage at the Aria. Okay, yeah, it was the Aria, the Veranda, Verdara. I forgot where it is, but there's like 4 hotels or in that or condos in that area, um, called City Center off of Harmon. Not sexy, girl. Maybe if I take a power nap, like, but even then, y'all know how my ADHD is set up. If you do not, this is the thing that people have to understand. I always tell people, please forgive me because it is never my intent to be late. When you have ADHD, you have something called time blindness. And maybe I should do a video about discussing my struggles with being ADHD. First of all, I went undiagnosed for years. It wasn't until I was in my late 20s that I found out what was wrong. I was high functioning as far as I was getting great grades. It wasn't until law school that I figured out something was wrong. And by then, and then once I got health care in my 30s, I got formally diagnosed and I've been getting help ever since. So, but my husband has it. He's medicated now. It helps, but it doesn't fully help because, like, I'm able to focus, but at the same time, there are still things like my mornings are slow. And I also get anxiety about my mornings. Like, I'd be like, I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work. Then I'm like, oh, I don't feel like going. And and then sometimes you just sit there and just, like I told people, I could get up at 5 a.m. and still be rushing out the door to get to work by 8:30. Okay, and that's just how it is. And eh, but the thing is, though, when you hire people that have ADHD, you'll find that we're some of the greatest people. If you need research done, we can go down rabbit holes and find any and everything you need. We're great at looking at patterns. He wakes up early. Oh, you got it bad. I got it real bad. I can and it's very, sometimes it can be paralyzing. Sometimes you can get stuck. Like, you know that there are things you need to do and it can be the simplest attack, like pick that sock up off the floor, and you just don't. I've had And you have ADHD pals. Like, I'll tell people I'm messy, I'm not nasty. I'm messy, but I'm not nasty. But I'll have clothes, piled up on the ADHD chair, as we call it in our community. It just, but you know what's over there. You just, no one else would. But and you can have piles of paper too. I try to be very efficient, and that's why I hate now in this role I don't have an office anymore. Like, I'm like, if you know that you have a senior role, why are they in cubicles? And we on the phone a lot, so I have to drown out other people's conversations. But it sucks because I have an office. I don't have my big, huge whiteboard like I used to have in my office. So, and don't get me wrong, I'm still grateful to have this job because I actually like it. It doesn't make my nervous system like go off the Richter scale. I end up having to numb myself with Ativan. Um, but yeah, so I have a notebook, I have a calendar, I have a mini whiteboard now. It fits on my cubicle wall, so I use that to keep. And it's full of nonsense. Yeah, it won't make sense. What we call normies, it won't make sense to them, but it makes all the sense to us. It's and we can be difficult to live with. I think that my ADHD has cost me some relationships because people just don't get you. They don't. Some people just don't take time to get you. I think my boyfriend in LA, we were together for 4 years. I think he tried. God bless him. He tried. He really did, but it just, and my current one, I think we both have ADHD. He's undiagnosed. I think he's afraid to even find out if he has it. But um, either way, we get along just fine. We both love dogs, and it's great. My husband had to get Medicaid to save our relationship. He flooded our base. Oh Jesus! Now I don't know what he was doing. What did he do? Wander off after putting the clothes in the wash and let it overflow? Um, because I mean, I tell you, we will wander off in a minute. We'll be in the middle of cleaning the toilet and go from the toilet to cleaning the kitchen to cleaning the bedroom, and nothing ever gets done. Or we'll start these projects where we'll pull shit out everywhere, and we'll be like, I'm gonna get organized. And then you get frustrated and you just toss everything back in the box or wherever you got it from and hope for the best until the next 6 months to a year when you decide. My therapist said I should try to do things in 15-minute chunks, but okay. Not when your whole brain is telling you gotta get it all done. But y'all, let me close this out. I'm gonna do a special video and talk to y'all about my struggles with having ADHD. So, and I don't think that it was my ADHD that cost me my last job. I just think it was racism and hate that did. So, either way, Tyler Perry accuser Derek Dixon detailed sexual assault allegations in the ABC News interview. I thought it wouldn't stop, and it didn't. Now, child, he knew if he plugged in the humidifier, the breakable trip. He told me this. Why he plugged it in during the storm? Oh my God! Oh, hubby, we got to get it together. We got to stay in therapy. So, anyways, Derek is alleging that he was sexually assaulted by Tyler Perry. Now, I don't know all the facts. I don't know Derek. I just remember seeing him on the Oval. And I can't remember if he played like a love interest, a male on male love interest. I don't remember. But he's alleging that Tyler Perry would get in bed with him. Well, first of all, if you knew all this was going on, why you keep going over there and staying the night? Why you letting that man keep getting into bed, rubbing your leg? Okay. By the way, have y'all ever heard that term? Oh, you got a hard leg over? I had never heard that until my friend shared that with me. It means you got a man in bed with you. It gives pay for play. He was a homeless gay character who was trading for a roof. Okay, I thought so. I was like, I kind of remember his character, but I tried to keep up with the Oval, but after a while, it just got too weird, especially with that creepy son going around there killing grandma and everybody. I said, oh no, I'm out on this. Uh, he said, this is one of the stories he told. He said, we were both walking, this is from Variety magazine online. We were both walking back to the guest area where I had stayed before, and there's the health monitor scale on the way. And I was like, what is that? And he said, well, you have to be in your underwear to measure. He reached down and pulled my underwear down and grabbed my ass. And I tried to stop him and pull back my underwear. He kind of grabbed my arms. He said, no, 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 it's okay. Just go with it. And I said, stop. I don't want to be naked. I don't want this. And he said, I'm not going to hurt you. Unless someone's been through something where they have their control over their body taken away, you don't really understand the kind of feelings that you get in that moment. Every thought came into my head to run, to fight, to freeze. I didn't know what to do. He says that the evening allegedly ended with Dixon locking himself in the guest house bathroom. He says Perry called to apologize the following day. Uh, Dixon says that prior to the incident, he had stayed at Perry's guest house on a prior evening on which Perry allegedly climbed into bed with him and started rubbing his leg. let, let me stop. I'm sorry. Let me not laugh at this man, because what if he really was sexually assaulted, y'all? But I find that very hard to believe. I think that Tyler Perry has a little bit more self control and scruples. Although, let's not forget the Boondocks episode. Anyway, Dixon also says that Perry has sent him numerous texts with sexual connotations. As his lawsuit says, he feared professional retaliation if he ignored Perry's messages. In season two, the Oval Dixon's character was shot multiple times, and a scripting decision that Dixon took as if I don't make him happy, I could stay dead on the show. What did Penelope say? Give him a little 5 million, let him be honest. No! Cardi B said, we not settling. Okay, I'm with Cardi. You know who what? I'm surprised Monique ass ain't hopped up to my. It's karma! It's karma, beloved! Karma, because you have not apologized to me. He said he left the show in September of 2024. He seeks $260 in punitive damages. I know what punitive damages are, but baby, I don't think you were injured to that extent. And from what I understand, your acting is not that great. So I don't see you as a $260 million actor. Give me Leonardo DiCaprio. Give me Martin Sheen. Give me somebody, but it ain't you. Cassie only got 30 million, baby. Maybe he can get 30 million. I don't know. He might be worth three. In both the lawsuit and interview, Dixon also says that Perry agreed to produce a pilot. Okay, that's another thing. He agreed to produce a pilot called Losing It. What an apropos name. Um, Perry's lawyers had no comment. Of course, I wouldn't comment on foolery. Um, they denied Dixon's allegations, characterizing the lawsuit as a shakedown, and many of us believe that. Now, I don't know what happened between these two men. When it initially came out, I was like, was he directing you? You know, were y'all doing rehearsals and you took his direction as sexual harassment? I don't know. Just like you remember who else got, but he got completely canceled. God, and I love him as an actor. Help me, help me, help me. He was supposedly gay. Well, he is gay. American Beauty. He was in American Beauty. Why can't I think of his name? Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey. You know, he supposedly, when they were on a House of Cards, a man claimed he was being sexually harassed. And when I watched that documentary, I just sat there and was like, y'all canceled this man over innuendos and falsehoods because a lot of y'all are lying. I can look dead at you while you in this interview just lying on this man. And then on top of that, why you keep going back? You seen his Christmas? What, Penelope? Stop again. No, let me live in my fantasy. Kevin Spacey, a good man. I don't know. All I know is that some of these men and women, and I'm not going to say anything about it because there have been situations that I've been in where something worse, far worse, could have happened to me. Uh, Bruh, he was like, okay, Penelope, damn. He, I'm not gonna say he had clean hands, but it was a documentary that ID Channel put out, and some of them men were lying straight up. They enjoyed it. Some of them did. Now, some of them I can understand. You were scared for your life. He kind of stalked some of y'all now. But some of y'all were just straight up lying on the man. Like, tell truth, shame the devil. Watch the ID channel one. I don't remember what the name of it is, but if you go, if you've got HBO Max, you can probably find it on there. Or if you've got any type of TV that allows playback of certain shows, I bet you can find it there. I think it came out last year. Um, but Kevin Spacey, yeah. But Tyler Perry, I don't want to believe it, but I'm just gonna let it play out. If he settles, either it's because there is some truth, or he just wants the shit to go away so he can move on with his life and just do an NDA. But them video screams, yeah, I'm guilty. Wait a minute, for who? For Kevin Spacey? For Kevin Spacey, the videos. Child, child. I mean, I don't. But some of them kept coming back though. It's just like in a couple of other cases. Yeah, girl. Okay, I'm gonna have to go look them up. I'm gonna have to go look up them videos because I didn't see those. Because it was kind of really hard for me to follow what all was going on when they. Because when the shit started falling apart. Remember, some young man said he had touched him in a bar, and I was like, we all be touching each other in the bar if it's packed up in there. She said they were funny, but in a creepy way. Speaking of creepy, y'all, we need to have a prayer circle for Britney Spears. Y'all, you know when one comes out, they all come out. I know. It happened to me too. Okay. I'm not saying all of them, stuff didn't happen, but I'm also saying that sometimes you purposely do things when you know people have a predilection because it's already happening. You keep coming. Did you see Brittany at this restaurant? She was on a date and she had on her negligee. It wasn't a negligee. It was lingerie that came up to her butt. She didn't have no drawers on, seemingly. And child, she said my date sucks, so I'm gonna put up my video and go live or whatever it is, record myself dancing and shaking my ass in this bathroom. At first, when she first got released from her conservatorship, I thought she was just living her best life. But now, I don't want her to go back into a conservatorship. I want her to check herself into like one of those facilities where you you get help. Cause she, think about Britney Spears, man. She used to be selling out stadiums and arenas. I don't know what they did to her. They drugged her a lot. They kept her drugged while she was in that conservatorship, from what I understand. And I don't know if the drugs were too much. I said, well, she was oppressed for so long. Let her live her best life. But now she just looks deranged. And it's like she just, I don't know. Poor Brittany. I'd be worried about her. I really do. I wish I could be her friend. I really do. I would help her. I don't want any money. I just want you to be okay. That's all. I just wish whoever helped Lindsay Lohan, y'all, because I'm crazy about me some Lindsay Lohan. I can't let nobody talk bad about my girl Lindsay. Okay, Lindsay went through some shit too, but you saw her family; they were jacked up. I want her to get the same help that Lindsay Lohan got. I do. I really do. Y'all, let's pray for Brittany, Lord. Let's just pray, Lord, that you help restore her mind, body, and soul, Lord, because she just out here just shaking her little derriere. And I really thought she was, she's not okay. I can't be in denial about it. She's just simply not okay. I'm sorry. Who done sent something? It's held for you. Oh, okay. She's been working since she was a child. Penelope, I don't know why they tried to censor your comment. What? Come on now. Y'all done ran out on here. But yeah, I don't know what's wrong with her, but she just, and um I'm not saying that she can't have fun. Girls just want to have fun, but I'm really concerned. But go look at that video that she recently posted with her dance in this restaurant. She said because her date sucked. I'm like, girl, you can't even sit down long enough to see if the person is any good because you in here shaking your groove thing. I need for whoever, Lindsay, Lindsay Lohan, if you see this girl, go get her. Go get her the same help you got because you were spiraling at one point too. I'm glad you still here because I just love me some Lindsay Lohan, honey. I do. I really do. I love that gal. But anyways, y'all, I probably will be back on Friday. I'm supposed to go out Thursday night with my friend Vicky. Y'all pray my strength because I I'm watching. Girl, I told you, ain't it something? I don't think she got drawers on, girl. She ready for bed. She showed up in that date ready for bed with her Fenty or whatever it is. Was it Agent Provocateur? Yep. It's terrible. We need to pray for her, and we need an intervention. I don't want to go. I don't want them to put her back in a conservatorship. I don't. But I do want someone in her camp that can help her get her. Girl, Brittany looked like, what was the name of that? Brittany out here looking like she on Figueroa and got hold of some bad drugs. That's what she looked like. She looked like Holiday Heart should come save her. That's what she looking like now. She down bad. Okay, I, that's the best. That's my description of what it looks like. And I'm just like, I really want her to be free. That conservatorship did more harm than good. Kevin Federline did more harm than good. And I really want Brittany to get help. I really want her to be okay. You she you singing that song Toxic. Something toxic got hold of her. But anyway, yeah, she never. Every now and then you can comment, but for 90% of the time, she always turns the comments off because she already knows what's coming. Are you okay? Are you crazy? Girl, get help. So anyway, let me get off here because I need to go to bed. It's 10 o'clock. I gotta go to work in the morning. And tomorrow I'm supposed to go to a luncheon with the chairman of our company. He's gonna be speaking at a luncheon, so I gotta be on my P's and Q's tomorrow. So, anyways, I love you guys. Thanks for joining the conversation. For those of you who miss it, please feel free to comment on the playback way back, however long it takes for this video to upload, because I've been talking for an hour. Thanks, lady. And look for me Friday night. I don't know what time. It just depends on my mood. You know, when my ADHD allows me, I do. Good night.